pay attention to your Miller Trust. Pay attention to your qualified income trust. Why am I saying this? We're going to talk about this in this video. Okay, so if you are on long-term care Medicaid in Florida, you know that there is an income cap. And if you work with our office, what we have done for you is we've looked at all of your income sources combined. We're looking at your Social Security check, we're looking at your 401k or IRA distributions, we're looking at your pensions, we're looking at rental property income, we're looking at however money is coming into you in any given month. And because we know what the income cap is, which changes every year, we're going to calculate for you an amount that you need to transfer out of your name and into the name of an income trust or a qualified income trust that is going to be for the Medicaid recipient's benefit if their income is too high and they're looking to qualify for Medicaid in Florida to help pay for home care or help pay for facility care. And if their income's too high, they'll need an income trust. And we will calculate that for you. And if you didn't work with us, hopefully you worked with someone who made that calculation for you. But sometimes people get, I don't want to say lazy, they get complacent. They think they receive their instruction, they're going to follow this instruction every month, I'm going to transfer the same amount of money every month, and I'm not going to think about it any more than that. And for at least a little while, that's probably going to be fine, but what you need to keep in mind, and what I really want everyone to be careful of, is keep in mind that a few things happen. First, your income can change. It can go up, it can go down, even just by virtue of your Social Security check every year, right? Everyone gets a raise typically every year. Every January, the Social Security check increases by a little bit. But also if they have required minimum distributions from an IRA, that will change every year, typically increasing, not always, depending on what the balance is, but can increase as well. Pensions might have a cost of living adjustment, right? There's multiple different ways, for whatever reason, that someone's income can increase. They might inherit an IRA from a deceased loved one, right? Now their income's increasing even more. So we have to pay attention that just because your income was a little bit too high initially, and we told you, or your elder law attorney or somebody told you how much to put into a qualified income trust, doesn't mean that number stays static forever. As your income changes, A, you need to report that to the government, and B, the amount that is required to go into a Miller Trust or a qualified income trust every month, that may change as well. Not only that, but once a year, every January, the income cap changes. So the calculation needs to be recalculated once a year. So if you're working with us, we send out all our clients before the income cap changes every year. We send out an email to everyone trying to alert. And if you've hired us to handle your Medicaid renewal or application, you're going to be on that list. But if not, that's okay. I just want you to be aware. Make sure you're keeping track of what your income is. And if it changes, you got to think, well, does the amount I have to transfer into my income trust or Miller Trust every month, does that have to change as well? Okay, so that's one item I wanted to make sure that we were clear on. The next item, the next reason why I want you to continue to pay attention to your income trust is remember that the income trust is meant to be spent every month. It's not supposed to accumulate money. It's not supposed to grow. Some people, when they hear about a trust, they have something that grows and becomes of substantial value. That's not what we're trying to do. That's not what you're trying to do if you have a qualified income trust. The appropriate amount of money has to go in, and we just covered how what has to go in every month might change as the income cap changes or as your income changes. But on the back end of it, we want to make sure that you're spending nearly all of it every month on health, wellness, or medical related expenses, because as a reminder, after the Medicaid recipient passes away, one of the drawbacks to this trust is Medicaid gets the first crack at it. It doesn't go to the spouse, doesn't go to the kids. Medicaid is the first beneficiary on a qualified income trust, and only if Medicaid can be paid back in full does the family have a chance of getting $1. That's not such a big deal if you're spending it, right? And if someone passes away, there's a couple $100 in there, no big deal. You've gotten so much more by way of benefits over the course of Medicaid providing value during the course of the Medicaid recipient's life. And if you lose a couple $100, I think everyone feels like that's a pretty fair exchange. But if you don't spend it, and we occasionally see people forget to spend their income trust funds, and now you get $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in there, and all of that has to go back to the government, that's a bigger sting. And I want you to avoid that, because it's not necessary. A, you're on Medicaid. Medicaid typically doesn't pay for everything, so it's nice to have money set aside to be able to cover these other therapies, or other more home care beyond what Medicaid covers, and things like that. Make sure you're taking full advantage of what's available to you or to your loved one on Medicaid. So hope that answers a common misconception. I hope it allows you to be more vigilant as to how income trusts work and how you have to be careful. They're not it's not a static environment. It can change. And if you have any questions and you're anywhere in the state of Florida, please give us a call, set up a consultation. If you like this video, please share it. Please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Helps me get good, practical information to Floridians everywhere about Medicaid planning, estate planning, and probate. Thanks a lot for watching.